This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, right. So now let me share the screen. Fine. So in the previous example, what we have done is like we have kept one listener, we have provided the connection, like as I said, like this is just like apartment address, this is just like a flat address. We can hit and we can see it. We can, if we want to call any particular flow, yes, the total address we have to give it in our postman is a like a tool where we will be testing our REST APIs, right? So if I am clicking whatever I have written in set payload is a kind of thing where we can set the static values or any hard coded values. If you want to say, if you want to store, yes, the hard coded values we can check it. And fx is like mule expression language. If you are checking this means you will have the ability to use the properties of mule. So if you are checking this, you can observe, see, attributes will be there, and if you drag and drop those attributes, like some properties, some specific properties will be there. Those specific properties we will be seeing. Listener path, relative, masked version. So all these are something like properties of mule. These values you will have access only if you are clicking on fx. Otherwise, if you are disabling it, it is just like a normal plain string value. It will not understand anything. So this is like mule expression. This is just a mule expression language where we can take the ability of the properties as well. That is what we have discussed yesterday. And we have discussed some properties like how it works, like what exactly the MIME type is, what is read delivery, what is responses, what is advanced. So like overall theoretically, we have discussed Raman. So I don't think you have missed a lot. Okay, just to go through it, you will definitely will understand. And the same again, one more application today I am doing from scratch. Okay, then you will understand. Okay, I will create one more flow.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. The another flow is like greeting flow. See, I am uncommenting it. Okay. Let me take like one project can contain any number of flows that we have discussed already. So we have established the connection. Already we have established the connection and the separator needs to be different. If I want to call this see, if I want to call this flow, then our connection details will be changed to from hello to say. So I have to call in this. I have to call by using this URL. Okay, let me do some massage and we will try to invoke it. Okay, let me stop the server as well as I am creating a new flow. Okay, it will not update anyhow. Yesterday, have you tried creating like one more set payload? Other guys, other than Raman, have you tried like dragging and dropping? Is anyone practiced or not? Is anyone practiced? Pooja, Arshita, Sunil.
Yes,
Sunil
yes,
also
yes,
absent,
yes.
I guess. So you are able to see. See what you have observed then. If you are keeping like multiple set payloads, what you are observing, what you have observed?
I
Okay.
tried with the like first set payload only,
Hmm.
not with the
Mhm.
multiple.
Okay. Okay, we will keep multiple and we will see. Okay. So as I discussed, set payload is something like when you want to keep any hard-coded values. Now, without by unchecking this also, we can keep a normal string. Or if you are enabling this, try to keep your static value in quotations. That is the difference between fx and normal message. Okay. Now, this is something like this is second flow. Node 2. This is from say flow. Okay, just I want to display this message. Okay, so currently if I deploy it, what is going to happen is like whatever the message here I have set it, that you could see it. Okay, so first we will check that, and later on we will add one or two set payloads, and how it behaves, let us check. Let me deploy it. Let me save the application. So now, yesterday only one flow I have created. Now two flows. Second flow, greeting flow, I have started. I have added that flow. Long story short, in one project, any number of flows will be there. So yesterday I have created only one. Today I have added one more thing. That's all. That is the only difference. As we know, like after deploying, the URL will be accessed. After we have to run your application, and you will be seeing the message like deployed successfully. After seeing that message only, you have to test your API. Without deploying to the server, the URL will not work. That is pretty much clear. For deploying, see how much it is taking. So many jars, whatever is there in the server jar, all this will be uploaded. Okay, so here you could see many jars, right? All those are useful for running this server only. That is the reason I will say like MuleSoft is heavyweight. At least it's 8 GB RAM. That is the reason it is required. See, think about for one application, this much it is loading. If I am creating 10 applications for every application, it will be there, na? So the weight also will be more, and the time that takes for executing also will be more. So that is the reason RAM should be more for learning MuleSoft. Let it deploy. As soon as we are writing our API, we have to deploy it. We have to unit test ourselves, right? So just right click on here, just run it. The application will run. Almost initially it will take like 3 to 4 minutes. As it is new workspace, definitely it takes bit time. We should have patience. Yeah, you could see the message. Yes, you are seeing the message as deployed. After seeing this message, now we can access that URL. Until and unless if you see if any problem has occurred, it has not deployed properly, means you could see it as failed. Okay, the API is deployed now. Now it is ready to test. For testing, go here. So HTTP localhost 8081 is the location where we have given our connection. So even Krishna has also joined newly, so he has to understand, right? So that is the reason I'm just showcasing. See, here is the location where we have given our address. We have selected HTTP, we have selected localhost port. So from here, the URL got framed. Any listener will contain for any listener, we have to give the connection details. We have to give our API address to the source system. Otherwise, they will not hit us. Okay, mule is exposing an URL to them. In that case, it is our responsibility to create our own address and give it to them. Okay, so now say it is like with this we have to test. And say is nothing but a separator. Okay, now you hit it, it will go and it will bring. This is from say flow. That is what I have written in my set payload, right? In the set payload, this is from say flow. That is what I have written. I have customized the message, right? So it is displaying. Now when I am testing, so it is successfully reaching to our API. It is executing process layer and it is giving back the response. Okay. So now, okay, set payload. Payload in the sense, okay. Now in the payload is nothing but whatever the data we receive. Generally in mule terminology, we will say request payload. Request payload in the sense the one which we have received from the source system. That data we will be calling it as input payload, and whatever now we are seeing in the postman, the response payload, the response payload we will say. Payload in the sense it is nothing but the data. In order to indicate that data term in MuleSoft, we will frequently use payload. Okay. Now what I'll try to do, I'll try to keep one more set payload. Okay, so in this set payload I will say like it is an online training. Now you tell me which one it will execute. It is an online, mule is an online training. Mule 4 is now running on cloud. Some message I am keeping. Now you guys tell me why, because this is also set payload, this is also set payload. Payload in the sense what I said, it is nothing but a data. Here I have set the data as this is from SafeLog. And in the second payload I have set it some other value. Now if I run this application, and if I hit from the postman, what do you think? Which one is going to display? Is the value is from first set payload or the second set payload, or both the set payload data it will
Is it both?
give?
I'm only
The
guessing.
that Yeah, you're guessing. How about others? How others? What is others' opinion? Even you are also on the same. So this is one of the certification question. He will give the flow like this, and he will ask which what will be the result. Okay. Okay. We will not waste our time. We
The
will
second
save
set
it.
payload.
Yeah, let's see. Let us see. Now I have saved this. One good thing, as I told yesterday, is it will update the jar. It will update the jar. If we have to click on console, we have made one more change, right? One more change. That means we are trying to add something extra on this flow. Something was changed. That changed data needs to be there in the jar, right? So if we click on console and if we click on save, it automatically updates the jar. There is no need of redeployment. There is no need like redeployment in Java or in other technologies. What is the problem is, if you are changing anything, you have to redeploy your application to the server. But here in this case, I have not stopped the server. I have just updated. I'm trying to update the jar. So I have added one activity. That activity also I want to update it in the existing jar. So just click on console, try to click on save. Automatically it updates, and later at the last you can see the message like started application, started app. The name of the app you could see. So that means whatever intermediately whatever we have added, it was updated in the jar now. Now it is available for testing. Now I'll just hit it. See, wheel4 is now running in cloud. What is the meaning? It has overwritten this value and it executed whatever the last activity is holding. that data it is trying to give. I will keep one more set payload. One more set payload. We will try to keep one more set payload and we will see which one it will execute. Okay. In this set payload, I will say like, hey, hi, Nitya, or something, some message I will keep. Hi, Nitya. Okay. I'll just keep it. Go to, while you are updating now, try to click on console, see your timings. See, the last updated jar was at 8:56. Okay. Now I have added one more activity. You want to update in the existing jar itself. Try to click on the console and try to observe the time, and then you can save it. Whether it is taking, post that the logs it should appear. Okay. So here it is giving the value as billing 83%. So that means it is updating the jar at the back end. This is one of the very beautiful things which I liked in this product. Every time redeployment means it is a very big headache. See, it started now. At 8:58 again it started. So the application has been started. Whatever I have added over here, it was embedded in the existing jar. Now it is ready for testing. If I hit on this, I can see hi Nitya. So that means what? What is your understanding now? If you are keeping your activities, if you are increasing your activities, whatever the value that is holding at last, that value will be sent to the caller. This is one of the most important basic point. The activities are increasing. The payload is going to change. First, in the first activity, it is something like this value you could able to see. I have added one more static value in the set payload. This was overwritten and this it was displayed. And in the third thing, it has overwritten even this part, and whatever is there in the last activity, that value it is displaying. Okay, so that means the mule flow is going to change its data as the activities increases, and whatever the last activity data is there, that value will be sent to the caller. Are you guys are clear on this part or any confusion?
What happens
You
to the
can come.
previous
It will not
payloads?
store, it just overwrites. It just
Override.
overwrites.
Okay.
That's all.
Override. Okay.
It just overwrites. Okay. So in order to we can, okay, there is an option like we can stop overwriting by taking other activities. Okay, but basic functionality is this functionality only. If the activities increases, the data is going to change, and last activity whatever it is holding, it will send back. Why I am stressing this many times? Because this is one of the certification question. He will keep like 3 to 4 set payloads, and he will give the options like option A, option B, option C, option D. In the option A, first set payloads value will be there. In option B, second. Option 3, last payloads. Option D, all the three values it will contain. You have to select that option. Obviously, our option C will be the answer. Why? Because the one which is holding at last, that is the answer, right? So that you have to select. So this is one of the important certification question, as well as concept wise. It is very concept wise. You have to understand that. Okay, fine. So this is one activity. So finally, long story short, set payload is only for keeping a static value. Okay, or if any hard-coded value if you want to keep in your mule APIs, you can take the help of set payload and you can set it. Okay, and sometimes, so this is one basic activity, and another basic activity is logger. Logger is also there. Logger activity. Logger activity, what is its purpose? Its purpose is it displays content on the console. On the console, it will display. Console in the sense, see, let me drag and drop one logger activity and let us observe. These are basic activities. Why? Because frequently used activities. First, we have to accustom with this, and we will slowly introduce our target systems for sending the data. Okay. And log message, whatever you want to log, yes, you can log it. Okay. If you want to, like any static value, if you want to do log it, yes, you can log it. Otherwise, try to just enable this effects and try to just keep it as payload. Then what it is going to display, let us see. It is going to display in the tab. Okay. In the payload tab, what is the value, we can check. Okay, I have added one activity, right? So again, I have to update my jar. Let me update it. Okay, give me 2 seconds, please. Let me save it. Then it will be up. I will be back in 1 minute. I want to drink my water. Hello, are you guys
Yes,
able to hear my voice? Yeah.
yes.
Sorry, I got a cough. I went for to have water. Okay, fine. So now I have added blogger. Okay. Now in this case, Again, I restarted my application. Restarting in the sense I have just updated the jar. See the difference. Updating the jar is different. Redeployment is different. Updating the jar in the sense you made server up, you are making changes in your API, you are clicking on console tab and just you are saving it and you are observing whether it is getting updated or not. And after seeing the message as started application, you are going and you are testing it. That is for updating the jar. Redeployment is, what is the meaning of redeployment? You will be stopping the server completely and again you will right click on it and again you will run the application. That is redeployment. That is the difference. Okay, when I keep the second logger, then I will redeploy the application. Then you will understand the difference. Okay, so now we have started. Let me initiate the transaction. Okay, so now whatever the activity that is holding at last, that value it is displaying. But you could see, see whatever the previous activity is having the value, that value it is displaying on the server. So see here, we in the payload, what is the value? This is safe. This is from safe flow. So this value, payload in the sense what? The value which is contained here, that value, here I have kept the logger. So wherever you are keeping the logger, the previous activity, whatever the data it is holding, that value it will display. So I have kept it as a payload, right? We have used it as a payload. Payload means what? Whatever the value that is there in the previous activity, that it displayed on the screen, displayed on the console, server console. Why? Because this is server, right? Whatever is there at the bottom, that is server. On the server, it displayed. Okay, and I'll try to keep one more logger here after this activity. Then what is going to happen? Let us see. In the same way, I will keep the value also the payload only. Okay, I will highlight this console and I'll try to save it. Okay, let the application needs to be up. Okay, now the application got started up. Now again I am initiating the transaction. The value will not change here, but try to observe the console. See, the first logger is displaying the value that is contained in the previous activity, right? And second logger is displaying the value which is holded by second set payload, right? Here I am setting the value as Mule is now running on Cloud Hub, right? In the cloud. The same thing it is displayed now. So now have you understood what is the meaning of payload? Are you guys clear what exactly the payload is? Are you guys clear? Are you understanding or still you are having any problem? Do let me know. Why? Because all these are very basics. Okay. If you are not understanding now means it will never understand other part. So just I am pausing here. Is everyone is okay? Navya, Ashrita, Pooja, Raman, Sunil, everyone.
Yes, Nitya.
Yeah,
So
Nitya.
clear. Raman, you are also clear, right? Sunil, Krishna.
Yeah, yes, Nitya, clear.
Yes.
Ma'am, I just joined today, ma'am, today class.
Okay, okay. Don't worry.
Once I go.
Don't worry. Don't worry. You go through the videos today. So I will not take much today. Okay. I can understand problem. Okay. Even Raman also yesterday he is absent, right? So these basic classes are very important. You have to join. You have to listen first. Okay.
Okay.
So the actual API today only I have created. To be frank, yesterday it was started and today we have continued. That's all. So there is no. You have not lost anything. Just to go through the video, you will understand everything. Okay.
In that,
Okay.
In that, how to install these things and all, explain, no?
Everything is there. I think 4 to 5 videos are there, like only 20, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 35 minutes only. Go through it. Okay?
Okay, okay,
And
thank you.
just try to understand. As of now, don't do anything. Just try to listen and try to implement that. Practice it today only. Take that videos from study and try to implement. Then it will be very, you will be on track.
Okay,
Okay? Okay. Fine. Again, see, what is redeployment? Now you have to understand. Updating the jar we have seen. What is the redeployment? I will keep one more logger at last. Okay? And I'll try to keep it like payload. So it holds the last activities data. Okay? And what I will do, redeploying in the sense you will stop the server and again you will restart it. See, after stopping it, the server will get stopped. Completely it is stopped. See, if you see here, the value here, the terminate is faded out. And please clear this. Everything is clear. It is faded out. Now nothing. The application is not running. If you click on this after the server got stopped, if you are clicking on say also it will not work. Why? Because the server is down. It will directly give the response. We are not able to reach this location. That you could see it. Why? Because the server is down and we are not able to reach this flow. Okay. Redeploying in the sense every activity you are drag and drop, stopping the server and again redeploying again running the application. That indicates redeployment. Updating the jar is different. Redeployment of application or API is different. See, this much term we cannot wait, right, for each and every activity. That is the reference. Okay. See, for redeployment, this much time it is taking. Each and every activity when you're dragging and dropping and you are redeploying means this much time you need to wait. Okay. See, and one more point also. Sometimes the jar will get updated without any issues. Sometimes it irritates. It will not update. At that time, no worries. Just stop the server and redeploy it. That is the only solution. Yesterday, I think we have seen that issue. The people who has joined yesterday, they have seen that, right? Whenever I dragged and dropped the activity, when I'm trying to save, it has not updated. I have redeployed once again, right? So sometimes the Anypoint Studio will not work properly. It will not update the jar, even though if you are trying several times. In that case, you have to stop your server. You have to redeploy it. That's all. That is the only solution. And I'm sending the request once again. If you see the logger, 3 loggers will be displayed: logger 1, logger 2, logger 3. Now 3 logs you could see. This is from SafeFlow, which is from previous activity. Okay, and this is the mule 4 is running on Cloud Hub, that is like second logger, the second logger value, and third logger is the last activities like Hi Nitya, that it is displayed. Now you may get doubt, what is the use of these loggers? That is like basic question. I have used set payload. I have kept loggers. What is the use? That generally people will have that question. What is the logger in the sense? This logger will be helpful. See, my mule flow is moving forward. Somewhere I have a very large application. somewhere the data is not floating. But when I'm hitting from Anypoint Studio, directly I could see the response finally. In my API, no error is there. So directly it has executed and it is displaying on the screen. But think broadly, if something has happened in between, how I can be able to track it? How I will know like till which activity the data floated successfully, right? Somewhere there should be checkpoint, right? See here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3 activities. So in very big projects, in our real-time projects, almost like 100 activities it will be there. So where the flaw is, if any error occurred, how I can track till where it is going successfully, till what point it is going successfully, where I can check it. I will not have that access, right? Why? Because directly I'm hitting, the response is displaying postman only. So in order to check that, it is just like checkpoints. Whenever you are creating any API, you are keeping a checkpoint. Okay, till here the data has floated successfully. After that, it is not executing. It is getting some empty value. That means there is some issue that we can realize. Okay, and this logger will not do anything. It has no, like, it will not modify the data, it will not change the data, it will not do anything. Just it displays the messages on the server screen only. Just it is for unit testing purpose, that will be useful to developers. That's all. It will not perform. It is just like a inspector. It will see, hey, your previous thing is holding this value. That's all. That's all. If at all you are keeping like payload, it will displays that only. Whatever it is holding in the previous, that only it displays, and it gives us the information. Okay, but we will be using frequently these loggers. Okay, in the real time we will be using during development, and whenever the project is moved to, whenever the API is moving to production, at that time we will remove unnecessary loggers, and we will try to keep only 2 to 3 loggers. That's all. More using many loggers also, it will be like overhead to the API. So during development, we can use any number of loggers. If everything code is stabilized, API is stabilized, at that time we will remove the loggers, and only wherever we feel like it is required, only at that places we will try to keep it. Are you guys are clear on that? Clear on this part?
Yeah.
Yes. So most of them yesterday, most of them have like they have not even started their API development, right? So today I will stop here only. Tomorrow I will continue on debugging. What is my request is, whatever the videos till today, new joiners or absentees or whoever, try to go through it. From tomorrow, the sessions will be bit bit fast. Okay, you have to capture, right? Is that fine?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah. So why? Because everybody should be on sync. And what is my concern is, from next week I will give homework as well. For at least for doing that homework, you have to understand basics, na? Okay. So
Sure.
first 1 week it will be something like leisure only, but from next week it will be like bit fast. Just I'm giving heads up for everyone, especially new joinees. Krishna, please go through it. Okay. Only 4 videos are left. Try to go
Okay.
through it. Any doubts, we will discuss. Okay, this week I will go very slow on you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, we will stop it here. Okay, we will connect tomorrow same time. Is that fine? Chalo then.
Okay, Nitya. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks everyone. Bye.
Uh,
Bye.
Vidya ma'am,
Yeah.
can you stay for a minute?
Yes, Rama. Tell me.
Yeah. Let this now go, and I'll have a few questions that I can ask. All right. Actually, I have a call to take right away. So thanks, ma'am. I'll ask you questions and later. All right.
Okay. No, Raman.
Thank.
No issues. Okay. We will have. Definitely I'm available for any type of questions. Okay. No issues.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chalo. Bye.